All right, let's talk about your wallet, but not in the way you usually think about it. For 2026, we're not just talking about spending money. No, we're talking about playing a game, the credit card game. And it's a game that, with the right strategy, you can absolutely 100% win. So, you ready? Let's get into it. So, here's the plan for today. Think of it like a financial level up journey. We're going to start with the new rules of the game, then get the core foundations right. After that, we'll pick the best power cards for wherever you're at. Then the really fun part, unlocking that expert level value. And finally, we'll put it all together so you can build your own perfect card stack for 2026. Okay, so why are we calling it a new game? Well, because the credit card world is constantly changing, right? A card that was amazing last year could get its benefits totally nerfed this year. And if you don't have a strategy, you are literally leaving money, real, actual money on the table. That's why we're doing this. It's all about playing smarter, not just spending more.
All right, before we jump into the shiny, exciting cards, we've got to lock down the core rules. You can't skip this part. Seriously, think of this as the tutorial level of the game. You have to get these fundamentals right. It's the absolute foundation for building any kind of powerful, rewarding strategy.
First things first, let's clear up something I hear all the time. People say my CIBIL score. But here's the thing, CIBIL is just a brand name, like Xerox is for photocopying. It's one of the companies that calculates the score. The real term is just your credit score. It's that magic number between 300 and 900 that basically summarizes your financial health. And trust me, it's one of the most important numbers in your entire financial life. Period. And believe me, that score has huge real-world consequences. Lenders put you into these buckets: good, great, or excellent. Now check this out. The difference between just good and excellent could save you a full percentage point on a home loan. That might not sound like much, but over the life of the loan, we're talking about saving lakhs and lakhs of rupees. So yeah, this goes way beyond just getting cool cards. This is about building serious long-term wealth. Okay, next big choice. You gotta pick your philosophy. Are you on team points or are you on team cashback? And it really just boils down to how you spend. Look, if you're a moderate spender, cashback is awesome. It's simple, it's immediate, no fuss. But if you're a higher spender, points can unlock some truly insane value, especially with travel. There's no single right answer here, just the one that makes the most sense for your wallet. And that leads us to a really key expert-level strategy. The pros don't just have one do-it-all card. No way. They build what's called a card stack. It's like a curated portfolio of cards where each one has a specific job. And this is crucial. It's not something you set and forget. It's a living, breathing portfolio that you need to check in on and tweak every single year. All right, foundations are set. We know the rules. Now for the good stuff, choosing your power cards. We're going to break down the best options for every single level, from total beginner all the way to expert. So, if you're just starting out, listen up. Your number one goal is not rewards. Forget about points for a second. Your mission is just to get in the game. You need to build that credit history to go from being new to credit to existing to credit in the eyes of the banks. A great card to start with, especially if you like to travel, is Scopia. And if you're a freelancer and don't have those traditional income slips, an FD-backed card like the Kodak 811 is a perfect way in. It's basically a card you get by putting down a fixed deposit as security. Okay, once you've got that solid credit history, it's time to level up. Welcome to Level 2. And here we've got some real powerhouses. The Amex Platinum Travel Card is just fantastic for what's called a milestone benefit. Basically, you hit a spending target, in this case, 4 lakhs a year, and they give you a huge bonus. It's awesome. And it pairs perfectly with something like the Marriott Bonvoy HDFC card, where the free night you get can easily be worth way more than the card's annual fee. And now we enter the elite tier, the big leagues. And we have to kick things off with the one card that pretty much every expert agrees is the undisputed king, emperor, and empress of the entire premium market. We're talking about the Axis Magnus Burgundy. This card has a literal superpower. Once your spending in a single month crosses 1.5 lakhs, your rewards accelerate to this insane rate of 35 points for every 200 rupees. It's tailor-made for those big planned expenses. Then you have the HDFC Biz Black. This is the silent workhorse for all you entrepreneurs out there. And its killer feature? It actually earns you rewards on stuff most other cards won't touch, like GST and other tax payments. Huge. Okay, 2 more champions to round out this elite stack. First is the HSBC Premier, and this one is what a lot of experts are calling the surprise winner for 2026. You know, in a world full of complicated rules and conditions, this card's beauty is its simplicity. Straightforward rewards and super fast point transfers to airlines. And then, of course, you have the legend, the HDFC Infinia. This is the evergreen prestige card. It's like a 3-in-1 powerhouse for travel, milestones, and, get this, even cash redemption. That makes it an absolutely vital safety net in any expert's wallet.
But there's a level even beyond elite, a whole other stratosphere. And it starts with a joining fee of, well, $10,000? Yup, that's the Amex Centurion, the legendary black card. This card is the ultimate flex. And let's be clear, you're not trying to earn back that fee in points. It's not about that. The value here is in something else entirely: unbelievable service and access. We're talking a concierge that can get you a table at a restaurant that's been booked for a year, or find a rare watch for you. This card is for people who value service more than anything else.
Okay, so having the right cards in your wallet, that's half the battle. But using them like a pro, that's a whole different ballgame. So now we get to the really juicy stuff, the pro-level tactics that are going to multiply the value of every single point you earn. And this brings us to the #1 golden rule of rewards. If you remember one thing, remember this: redeem your points for business class flights and luxury hotels, always. Here's the simple math. A business class ticket might cost 4 times more if you paid with cash, but it might only cost twice as many points. See that gap? That's the magic. You are effectively doubling the value of every single point. It is an absolute game changer. Ready for another pro move? This is called the voucher hack. So you know how most cards don't give you points for paying like your electricity bill? Well, here's what you do. You go to your bank's rewards portal and use your card to buy an Amazon Pay voucher, often at a supercharged 5x rewards rate. Then you just load that voucher into your Amazon wallet, and what do you do next? You use that wallet balance to pay your electricity bill. Boom. You just sidestepped the rules and earned a ton of rewards on a payment that normally gets you nothing. Okay, so you've got the points. You know the golden rule is to book a business class flight. But how do you actually find the best flight? Are you supposed to spend like 8 hours searching every single airline's website? There has to be a better way, right?
Well, there is. The pros use a tool called seats.aero. The best way to think of it is like Skyscanner, but specifically for points. It's a tool that searches across a bunch of different airline loyalty programs all at once and just shows you the cheapest options to book with your points. It's an absolutely essential tool if you're serious about this stuff.
Okay, let's bring this all home. We've gone through the rules, the cards, the hacks. Now it's time to put it all together and build your perfect stack. This is all about you engineering your own personal strategy for 2026. Because at the end of the day, the best strategy isn't about finding one single best card. That doesn't exist. It's about building a personalized, dynamic portfolio of cards that is perfectly tailored to your income, your spending habits, and your life goals. And you've got to be proactive with it, adapting as your life and the market changes.
So, I'll leave you with this one question to think about. As you look at your own financial game board, what's the very first move you're going to make to start building your own power stack for 2026?